information, fam. Just setting up the YouTube link. Got it. Okay, cool. So we are live, family. Welcome to another, let's call it the information session, the break room, the ambassador's journey. This is where we are discussing the whole point of this journey, which is to build your personal brand. And what's cool about this is you can apply the same things that you are learning here, right, in this format about your personal brand to any brand that you are trying to build now or even in the future. So why we know that is true is because we are teaching principles of brand building, which means principles are always the fundamental factor, which means there are commonalities, they are the common thing that makes everything successful, especially when it has to do with brand building. So the same things that Manchester United will do, or the same things that Coca-Cola will do, or Sundowns will do, or Cristiano Ronaldo will do. It's the same thing. So that's what we are teaching on the brand building session in the brand building room. So yeah, excited for it. I think let's start. There are a couple of questions that I've received around this topic. So that's what I actually just want to focus it on. And as people join the room, we'll just direct the questions to them to see what their input is. Yeah, because like there's so much of value out there. A platform like this is perfect because you get to share your value on a topic. Very interesting one. With that being said, I just close that. Just want to bring up my question. There we go. Okay, cool. So what is a personal brand? Firstly, I think that's a wonderful question. A personal brand in a nutshell, this is what we got from one of the most successful companies in history. Definitely one of the most successful companies right now, and that's Amazon. And the quote that we got was from Jeff Bezos, who is the founder of Amazon. And he was explaining that your personal brand is what people are saying about you when you are not in the room. So that's absolutely powerful because it basically puts the power of brand, right? Or the power of your brand, it puts it in your hands. So you actually have to be the person telling people what they need to be speaking about. If you look at Amazon, for example, you're thinking of probably the greatest supply and demand chain in world history, something that is absolutely effective. If you look at how they position their brand, they position it in such a way that you want to be a part of it. It's something exciting. You speak about their core values, which is efficiency, which is solution orientated. This is what the brand Amazon wants you to speak about. So when they put their brand out there and they're marketing their brand, they market exactly what they would like for you to be speaking about, whether it's a new product even. I know that right now Amazon is trying to move is it a same day delivery? I think it is a same day delivery. That's their aim. I mean, that's absolutely impressive. Imagine having your stuff delivered to you on the same day and it's from Amazon, which is an international company. I think that is absolutely powerful. So that's what building your brand is. That's the first question done. Mr. Jordan, you have joined in at the perfect time, sir. How are you?
Good and you, man.
I am wonderful, man. I am wonderful. Yeah, it's been a long day. I can hear my voice. Sounds a bit weird, but it's okay. Glad to have you on the platform, bro. So, as you know, we're discussing brand building, right? This is something that you are into right now, especially personal brand building. That's our focus. So, I'm gonna direct the question straight to you, man. And the question that we have is, just gonna pull it up. What is a personal brand, dude? What is a personal brand to you? What does it mean? Is it something that is necessary? Do you find it interesting? Yeah, let us know.
Okay. So I would think like a personal brand is something that you would use to identify yourself to people, if that makes sense. So you sort
Okay.
of see, you see like some people would want to be known for being sports stars, right? So
Yeah.
they sort of make everything around themselves about sports. They dress in a sporty fashion. They're more into sportsy orientated type of things, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would say a personal brand is something that you build around yourself to help others identify you in a certain type of light.
Wow. Yeah, dude. I think that's powerful. Where did you figure that out? Oh, yeah. Where did you figure that out? Let me know.
Oh well, it's just I was actually thinking a lot about it before the meeting today.
Yeah.
Because if you look at a lot of the brands out there that are like really big, take for
Mm,
instance ones that are named after people like Giorgio Armani, right?
mm,
That's the guy's name, but it's also the brand. So they're
yeah.
synonymous with this thing. And Armani
Yeah.
is synonymous with class and all that type of thing, right? So
Yeah.
that's how he wants to be seen. And his brand
Yeah.
is him as well as his product, you see.
Yeah.
So it's for me, that's how I was looking at it, you know. And it's but if you think about it, it's not just about that, because there are other people that have the brand without the product. So you look at someone like The Rock, for instance, right?
Yes.
He himself is a brand, but he has no
Yes.
product, right? It's not just about the product, it's about how you
Yeah.
want people to see himself, see him. Sorry. That's
Yeah.
why even after all of these years he's left wrestling and stuff, he still calls himself The Rock, because that's
Mm,
part of him. That's part of his brand. If he
yeah.
called himself, if he changed himself, like if he called himself the Flame or something, it wouldn't have the same impact as,
Yeah.
The Rock Johnson. That's his brand. That's who he is. You know. So yeah, that's where I think a personal brand comes in.
I think that's powerful, dude. And I think that's such a great example. But just so if I can just make you conscious to it as well, right? So you, as a personal brand, you are the product. It's like you getting people to invest in you, in your name, in your value. You're getting people to invest in the things that you are interested in. So you'll find that The Rock, just by showing up in a special guest match at WrestleMania, that's a product, and people are paying him for that. They're paying
Yeah,
him for that passion, even if it's a 5 to 10 minutes showcase or whatever the case is. He is the product, and I think
yeah,
this is so important, especially when it comes to the athlete space. Athletes are the product; they themselves.
yeah,
If you look at Cristiano Ronaldo, he is a product in the athlete space. Lionel Messi, he's a product in the athlete space. So I agree with you 1,000%, man. Your personal brand is you. It's about what you are. It's about what you want people to say about you. It's what you want people to think about you. It's what you want people to associate you with. But you yourself are also a personal brand. And now I'm going to direct the question to you, Mr. Jordan. What is your personal brand going to look like? Have you
but
started building it yet?
well, the thing is, what I found is sometimes
Hmm.
your personal brand, how you want people to see you, sometimes
Yeah,
comes into conflict with how people think you are. You get
yeah,
what I'm saying? So like
yeah,
people already have an image of the type of person you are, right?
yeah.
And then when you try to branch, yeah, when you try to branch and say like, no, this is the brand I'm building, it gets hard
Hmm.
for people to sort of think, to change the view from the way they see you to the way you want to be seen. You see, so
Hmm.
for me, for instance, my personal brand is something that I'm tackling, through a way of changing the way I see myself and where I want to be. And
Yeah,
through those changes, people will see the changes for themselves. I don't have to go and say, listen, this is how I am now. This is how you must see me. No,
yeah,
they will see it for
yeah,
themselves with the changes
yeah.
that I'm making. You see, so yeah,
Wow.
my personal brand
Yeah.
is still under construction, but it's something I work on every single day. I don't
Oh,
want to give out any spoilers, but yeah,
yeah,
hopefully it'll be something people will see for themselves.
yeah.
It won't have to be something I have to tell people. Like I am Jordan, I am the Rock now. They will see it for
I hear
themselves.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear you. But I think that's fascinating. Especially because like you get into a space where you try to develop your personal brand. There's going to be resistance, firstly, right? And the
Always.
resistance will always come from the people who think know you best. because they are the first ones who will witness your change. And the
Yes.
first thing that they might say is, I don't like this person you're becoming. But that's cool. That's cool. You're not after them, you're after like-minded people. So when you are building your personal brand, just continue to do it. You, as Mr. Jordan, now continue to do it, because what will happen is you will begin to attract the people who are like you. And the
Yeah.
people who are like you will begin to see you and your value for what it really is.
Yes.
So I think
Exactly.
that's really cool, man. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Let's get
Totally
into the
agree. I
second
totally
question,
agree.
bro.
Yeah. Good.
um, Second question I have is, what can you do with a personal brand? What can you do with your personal brand, Mr. Jordan? Now that you've been on the journey, you've already started changing, like you mentioned yourself. You are part of this process. So now that you know what you know, what can you do with that information?
Well, what I would think is, obviously, if you're on the journey, this specific one, we are doing it because we want to not just become leaders, but we want to build things along the way,
Yeah.
right? So using your brand, that
Mm.
is how you start the building blocks of building what you want, and how you start the building blocks of changing to become a leader, right? Because,
Mm.
like you said, like we said, your brand is who our people are going to see you as. So if we're
Yeah.
on the ambassador journey to become leaders, you need to be seen as a leader, right? So that has to be
Mm.
part of your brand,
Mm.
right? So going through those process, you use what you learn to build your brand so that you can become a better leader, as well as building. If you want to start a
Yeah.
business, you start your business. You use
Yeah.
that to put that effort into building your business,
Yeah.
right? So that you get into their space for the business that you want to be a part of,
Mm.
and you use what you've learned as your brand to attract the right people into your business, right? So if you
Mm.
want like a certain investor or something, you know,
Mm.
maybe it doesn't work out with certain people because they just don't get you, because they're not
Yeah.
seeing your brand. But the one that does see your brand, that does see, I like what this guy's about, right? Let me go speak to him. Let me go talk to him.
Mm.
And that's how your brand can work for you if you want to go into starting a business or stuff like that.
Mm.
So I think, yeah, that for me, that's what it's about for me at the moment.
Yeah, man. I think that's actually very important. I think this is something that I learned from Jay-Z, right? He said, the worst thing that can ever happen to you is you becoming successful, but by putting a face on,
Mm,
So the point that he's trying to make is that you need to be authentic in what you are doing. So
yeah,
what that basically means is you must begin to live this person that you want to see in the future. You must begin to live the brand now. The brand that you see in the future, begin to live it now. So if you see a personal brand as, hey, I'm a business person and I'm going to own an empire one day, you better start owning your empire right now. Right.
yes,
Get
exactly.
involved, get your hands dirty.
Yes,
Like live it out. And this is a conversation that I had with another person who's also on the journey. And this is someone that I absolutely respect, right? Because there's been such a transformation as well. But recently, I think I've noticed there's a lot of people recently that have went through like some sort of like troubled waters or something. So when I checked in this car, right, there was like McDonald's packets, everything around. I'm seeing like 3 or 4 bags of McDonald's, and I'm thinking, dude,
what?
you you want to be a physical being. You want to be like someone who leads people to their best life, from a physical
Yeah,
perspective. You want to get into training. You want to be that fitness guy. You can't be being the fitness guy, but I'm seeing McDonald's stuff in your
McDonald's.
car. Right. So I think this is something that is very important. So whenever you want to build your brand, this is something that I had to learn as well. You have to live that thing, man. You have to be completely committed to the process, completely committed. Because as soon
Yeah,
as you are committed, right, and you are doing the thing for long enough, that's when people will begin to speak about it. It's like you have, okay, with a tsunami, right? You first get the earthquake that happens.
yeah,
But maybe 10, 20 minutes, maybe an hour later, maybe a couple of days later, that's when the wave comes.
yeah,
Right. So that's when the tsunami actually hits. So the earthquake is you getting involved in building your brand, but you just have to continually do it enough or long enough so that the wave eventually comes. And when the wave comes, people will begin to see it. And you will then begin to have tangible evidence of the things that you were speaking about. Um,
I think,
so yeah, man.
sorry. sorry for cutting
Yeah.
you off. I think the best way to describe it, we have to be consistent.
Yes.
Consistency is key.
Yeah.
It's you can't be like, hey, I'm a boss today, and then tomorrow, now I'm not a boss. I'm tired of being a boss. You have to be consistent every single day. You have to come up and show up. And the thing is, that's the hard part. You see, that's the hard part, because when it's easy to be consistent, then you're going to do it. The moment it starts to get difficult now, that's when you get tested. And if you don't have the consistency to push through that, right, then you might not make it. That's when you have to find that's something that's inside yourself. Are you really wanting to do this? Do you really want to make this change? If you do, then dude, gotta get up, be consistent, bro.
So let me ask you a question. I know this is not, I think it might be off topic, but I think you're in a very good space right now. So have you ever had those days where you were like, nah, today is not my day? I'm just like,
yes.
What
The
did
thing
you
is,
do? What did you do? Yeah, let me know.
I think, to be honest, I think everyone has those days. Like how you're saying now, this person is going through a slump. Everyone has those days where everything will be going good, and then sometimes you just don't feel like it, right? Because that's the thing. It's difficult. If this was easy, everyone would do it, right? If being at the top was easy, everyone would be at the top, right? But it's not.
Yeah.
Right? And there's that part that separates people. I'm not saying that I'm still getting there, but for me, it's whenever I start to have those moments where, and I do have them, and I have them a lot, where you start to doubt yourself, you start to wonder if what you're after is really possible. Is it just a dream? Is it ever going to happen? When? Why is it taking so long? But then I just focus. I just focus on. I even have this. Okay, I have this thing on my wall. Yeah, I won't show you because I spelled it wrong. But it says it's like a big sign that says "Be patient," right?
What does it say? What does it say?
Be patient.
Be patient. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It's not that. It's not for me to be patient for the good things to come. It's for me to be patient during the bad times. You see, because it's during those bad times where you lose patience with yourself. And you're like, no, I'm done with this. I can't keep. I need to do something else. Like I'm just tired. I can't. That's when you have to be patient, because the time is going to pass.
Wow.
We spoke a few weeks ago about what I don't know if I mentioned, but in this meeting or with someone else, this too shall end, right?
This too shall pass. Yeah.
This too shall pass, right?
Yeah.
The good times will come and they will go, but so will the bad times. They will come and they will go. That be patient sign is for those bad times. When they come, be patient. They will go, dude. Right? So whenever I have those days where I'm just frustrated and stuff, I catch a glimpse of the sign out of the corner of my eye. Like somehow, somewhere, I don't even look at it. I just see because it's really big. I just catch a glimpse and I'm like, calm down. Focus on the vision, bro. Remember what you're trying to achieve, and then just get in the gym and do something.
Power, man. I absolutely love that, dude. I actually heard a conversation. There's a gentleman by the name of, I'm gonna actually try and get him on one of these calls. Now that I think about it, that's a good goal to have. So his name is Prevent Ready. You can go and check him out, especially on Instagram. He posts a lot there. So this is a tech developer. He's an entrepreneur. This guy right now, his net worth, right? Well, the last time I heard the interview, I think the interview was last year. His net worth was how do I say, meant to be or told to be, whatever. But his net worth was over 4 billion rand. Right? That's great. Now let me tell you the incredible thing, man. This guy grew up in Chatsworth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And let me tell you something that's more incredible, dude. This guy used to be a security guard.
What?
I'm telling you. Amazing, right? So when they were asking him about like his journey, he was like, no, dude, you have to realize something. You might have these extravagant goals, and yes, have them, but there's a process to get there. You can't just snap your fingers. It's not going to happen the next day, maybe not even the next year. Maybe it happens in the next 5, 10 years, but eventually you'll get there. And he spoke about the same thing. He says you have to be patient. You have to be patient with yourself. It's a process. You don't grow 5 inches in 5 minutes. There's a process that allows you to grow. You have to eat properly. You have to sleep properly, like you said the last time. You have to do all of these other things and then wait for those things to actually have a result. to have an effect so that you can get your result. But I think that was actually very powerful. Thank you for that, Mr. Jordan.
I mean,
Okay, cool.
like planting a seed, dude. When you plant a seed, you have to wait for it to grow. You can't just plant the seed and tomorrow, boom, it's grown, you know? Everything takes time.
Great point. Yeah, that's a great point. Okay, cool. So my third question to you, Mr. Jordan, what are the tools? I think this is where a lot of people they love the idea of building their brand, but I just think it's very difficult for them because they don't know the how part. So if you can maybe mention some of the tools that you know about that you can use to help build your personal brand or any brand actually, what are those tools? Let me know.
Number one, I would say, is education. You need to educate yourself on what you're
Okay.
trying to achieve. You know, you can't
Yeah.
just like say, okay, tomorrow I want to become an archaeologist. I want to go to the desert and dig up bones. You need to know how to
Yeah.
do those things. I would always say
Yeah.
education is the first thing. Do your research, figure out what it is you want to do and how you can do it, and then start from there. Right? Because once you have your research and once you're educated on what you're trying to do, it helps you build a plan. Once you have a plan, you can figure out a direction. Once you have direction, right? Because remember, you have a goal, but you just need direction to get there. Once you have that direction now, you can start working towards your goal. So first tool, I would say
Oh.
educate yourself. And
I
then
think that's okay, yeah, go.
yeah, so I don't know how many, but I would say like, yeah, first thing, educate yourself, get a plan on how to get there and start.
Yeah. Power. How? Okay, those are great tools, dude. But I think those are they not principles? I think those are
Yeah,
principles.
that's the thing. If you think about principles, they are tools. They they are what help you get to where you want to be in life, right? And without
Okay,
tools, you know,
cool.
just like how if you don't have,
Yeah,
sorry, without principles, you can't get anything. Just like if you don't have tools, you can't do anything. Think about it. You can't build a house
yeah,
without tools. You can't dig
yeah,
yourself out of a hole without tools, right?
yeah.
So if principles are tools and they help you get somewhere in life, then you can apply those same principles to your life to get somewhere in life. Makes sense to me, you know.
It makes complete sense, man. Wow. Dude, well done. You like really inspiring me. Well done. Okay,
There's
cool. So
simplified version of complicated concepts.
there you go. No, I think that's really powerful, bro. What I was actually referring to, um, what are the actual tools that you can use? So besides the principal tools, right, which is
Actual tools.
the vision, what are some of the tools that you can use? Because I think if you just go and do research on brand building, right, and you take Nike for example, Nike as a global brand, and if you look at what Nike is using now as tools, there are so many things. They are like ridiculous, complex things. There are CMRs that's involved. There's whole other things that's happening. So in your mind, building your brand, just like you mentioned now, principles simplify everything. Simplify it for me. I want to build my brand today. What do I use?
So I would say get a product, okay?
Okay.
If that's what your brand is about. Your brand is about a product. If you want to, let's say, sell shoes, right? Get those shoes. Maybe start a website, market that thing. Those are the type of tools you would have to build what you're trying. If you're trying to build a business, you need to have good marketing, right? That's a great tool. Social media, obviously the most powerful marketing tool out there, I think. Somehow, some way, figure out a way to become an influencer or find an influencer. Okay, I'm joking. No, don't do that. Just find a way to make social media work for you, right? That's because it's a great tool for marketing. Once you're able to market, you're able to attract attention to what you're trying to build. Once you get that, you'll be able to generate, hopefully, what you're trying to accomplish. So if you want to make money, then you get people to come in, buy your product, you're making money, boom, you've reached a goal. So I don't know if that answers your question. I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it does. It does. It does answer my question. But I think I want to disagree with you slightly, right? I think when you want to build your brand, right, you have to look at what you have. So a product might not be something that people have. So if I want to build my brand today, I need to see what I have. And most likely I will have myself, and then I will have my phone. right?
Okay.
And I'd use it. I then log onto social media and begin to post about the things that I am currently doing. If I'm not doing anything, I will begin to post about the things that I want to do. I was listening to what his name is, a social media crazy success level with his brand right now. I really can't remember, but I know that he's linked to. I'm sure you can find him. Check out Isaac Grace, right, and even Prince Donnell. I think, yeah, these are two people that mentored under this guy that I'm talking about. So this guy was explaining that, you know what, everyone right now, you need to do a reintroduction to your social media page. You need to be using that tool to benefit your brand. You need to be telling people who you are. You need to be telling people what it is that you're wanting to do, right? And he actually did this experiment. I remember Prince Donnell. Go check him out. I love his content. He posted a video of himself like 2 years back, and it's like, "Hi, my name is Prince Donnell, and I am an entrepreneur. This is what I'm going to be building over the next 2 years." And then 2 years later, which was this year, he resurfaced that video. And if you see where he is today, dude, this guy has a brand called Jumping Jacks Tax. He's now franchising his brand. And this is like only 2 years later. And he reposted that video and he was like, "Look here, this is the power of vision. This is the power of the idea. And this is the power that social media has." Because all he started doing was talking about, firstly, what he wants to do. People were then interested in him. Then the product came, and then people started purchasing the product. So I think first things first, when you want to build your brand, whip out your phone, log on to social media, and start talking to the camera, start talking to your community, because your community will find you. This is something that I learned from J. Cole, right? J. Cole says people are always out there trying to mass produce their content, but it has little impact. The reason it has little impact is because people are following you because of hype. Get rid of the hype around what you're doing. Develop your talent, develop your skill. Those who are interested in you, they will grow with you. They will become your biggest fans. And I think that's exactly what J. Cole did. He didn't rap so that everyone can see him. He rapped first to his own people, and his own people became a community. And that's how his music began to spread. And I'm just giving you gems here, Mr. Jordan. People are paying me for this information. But this is exactly what Nike has done as well. If you look at Nike, right, they've attached their brand to people, to people. So before the people even get famous, they'll approach a guy like LeBron James, someone who believes in his talent, someone who is vision centric, someone who thinks they are, who believes they are going somewhere. Nike attaches themselves to that person, and all they do is let that person speak, let that person do what that person is doing. And as that person continues to rise to success, so does the brand of Nike.
Yeah.
This is what they've been doing over and over and over and over and over. They've done it with Cristiano Ronaldo. They've done it with LeBron James. They've done it with what's the Air, Air Jordan. They've done it with Michael Jordan. They've done it with so many people, dude. So many people. They've just attached themselves to people who believe in themselves, people who are just doing what they are doing. So this is my advice to you, Mr. Jordan. Post about the things you are doing, good man. Post about it. Tell the world. Tell the world. I'm
I would say
telling
that,
you.
yeah, but that's like next level marketing if you think about it.
Yeah.
I think that the smartest way is it's outsourcing, right? So what you're
Yeah.
doing out,
Okay.
you have the product, but you don't want to work with it, so you give it to someone else to do all the work, right? So they
Yes.
have the product, they are Nike, they are the brand, they have the shoes and
Yes.
everything, but they don't
Yes.
want to go out and market it, so put it on
Give
someone.
it to the athlete. Yeah.
It's just
Yes.
outsourcing at its best, you know?
Yeah. But it's
Yeah, and
smart outsourcing. Yeah.
yeah, but it goes across the board if you think about it. It's not just like Nike and stuff. It's also like
Yeah.
cologne. Look at cologne, for instance. How they got so many famous actors and stuff
Yeah.
modeling
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
cologne.
Yeah.
You know, it's across the board in everything. You know,
Yeah,
so
man.
if you're just smart, and like I was saying, if you're smart with your marketing, you'll find success.
There you go, dude. And there's something that you posted the other day that was about not doing something for money. I think that is something that is very important as well, because again, this guy was telling about the Prince Donnell and Isaac
Yeah,
Grace, who they follow. He was saying that you need to get out of the money space, because sometimes you can do something for free And that action brings the opportunity. So because the opportunity is not always centered around money, a lot of people overlook it, but they don't realize that's the gap. That's the gate.
Yes,
You just need
that's
to
what it does.
get into the gate, dude, and then the world will be your oyster.
I mean, if I could give you an example, like when I got my first job,
Yeah,
when I moved here, I was
yeah,
like staying here for about 2 weeks. Okay. Now I had come from working in Zim and I couldn't get a job, obviously. I was still in I was supposed to be in high school, but obviously I'd left high school and all that. So I
yeah.
was there for like 2 weeks. And then a plumber came to fix our toilet in the house we are staying, right? So while
Okay,
he's like
okay.
in the toilet, I was standing with him and I was talking to him.
Yeah,
Okay. So while I'm talking, I'm like, I asked, I can't remember if I asked him, I think my mother asked him, right?
yeah.
Aren't you looking for an apprentice or anything, someone? And he was like, oh, I don't know, because he already had someone. And I was like, no, yes, I've done a whole lot of work, doing, I used to fix cars, I used to do a lot of import, export, I did a lot of things.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, fine, I'll come pick you up on Monday. And that's how I got my first job. See, so, but it was just
Wow.
because I need to stand there and talk to him. So if I
Mm,
had been, not like when most people come to your house to fix stuff, you just like
mm,
gonna sit, let them do their thing, what. I went, I
yeah.
spoke to the guy, engaged with him, I even like carried his stuff. I was, and I like an immediate connection with him.
Wow.
And this guy ended up doing so much for me, so much for me. He gave me like a job. He taught me how to drive. He took me
Wow.
into his home. I was living like my first year of university and my second. I was living with him. It's like, no, you can come live with me.
Wow.
Into his
That's
house, into
incredible.
his family. He was like, he like gave me a whole new family, a whole new different experience on life. You
Yeah.
know, he took me out of
Wow.
where I was, and it was so incredible. And just because I like it was just because I went up and spoke to this guy. If I just kept quiet, everything would have been different.
Yeah.
Right. But because I went to speak to this guy, and obviously my mother also put her 5 cents in, which helped.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just that alone, it got me to, I mean, I worked all through high school. He gave me a job. He was like, you know what, when you're done with high school, I will even pay for you to get your license, and I will let you take
Wow.
over part of my company. I'll sit at home and you can do like the work and stuff. And obviously you'll do something, share what. But he was
Yeah.
willing to go that far. And there was only like
Wow.
a couple of years into our relationship, but
Mm,
he saw something in me, and
mm.
it was an immediate connection. He's such an amazing person, and he's still in my life today. I don't see him as much because he lives in Cape Town now, but it's like that. Like, you don't know where the gap is unless you try. And I think a lot of
Wow.
people are afraid, because
Yeah.
if you would think he's a plumber, but he's not a plumber. This guy was an electrician, right? He's like a certified electrician, and he actually got me a job on a mine, right? We were the electricians for a mine. So we did all the electrics for all the housing on the mine. We did it. It was such
Wow.
a huge, we ended up in this really huge project, and I ended up
Wow.
learning so much from this dude, so much, going on all these crazy adventures with him. He was international. He'd go to like Botswana, Namibia, and stuff for work. They would call him to come from here to there just to fix something, and you'd never think it
Wow.
before the person, even if you saw his house. Like this guy drove like an old 1400 VW Bucky, one of those old Skoda things. But
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
but he
Yeah.
was in a
Yeah.
mansion here in Rudekranz. His house was a mansion on top of the hill in Rudekranz with like 8
Wow.
bedrooms or pool house. He had 12 dogs, triple lockup garage, jacuzzi in the bedroom, and all that. But if you see him walking in
Wow.
the street, you're just gonna think, typical Afrikaans guy.
Hmm.
But
That's incredible, dude.
just say hi, speak to the person, and then boom, and all of a sudden I'm living in a mansion. I'm chilling in a jacuzzi. I'm now having a family life. And all because he took a chance on me and I took a chance on him.
Mm, that's
Take a chance.
incredible.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
amazing.
man. Yeah, I think you need to be talking to young people about this, eh?
Yeah,
Because,
I do. I
yo,
try. Like whenever we have like family events, it's something that's very weird. I found I always end up sitting with all the young. Well, I don't sit. I sit and they come to me. So like I don't
nice.
like lecture them. I don't lecture them and stuff. We just talk about
Yeah,
this thing. Like, hey, how's school, or how's whatever, and then
yeah,
it just ends up being a whole conversation. And it's not just guys, even the girls as well. And it's not like we talk about girls and boys and stuff like that. It's like, no, dude, what are you doing with your life? You know? And even when I wasn't working or stuff, I was like, I'm not out, I'm down, but I'm not out. You know, I'm still going to pick myself up if I can do it. And the one amazing thing I've learned so much, like I was actually thinking about it, like the young generation that is coming up now. We look at them, we're like, hey, these 2000s, they are paid. But one thing that I've learned so much about what I've learned from them, they've like made like of a total mindset. You know, when we were growing up, work was something that you do after school, right?
Yeah.
I of course I had a job during high school, but they are starting businesses. There's like so many young people I know that are like just out of high school and they've already started. They're like on their second, third business. Like my one cousin, he had like you were selling shoes, like a full on, he had an online store during high school at university, which is amazing.
That's
Like I
incredible.
was
Yeah.
one and you were already starting a business. You know, like, wow, great. Like I had a job, but you like have your own business. That's like so next level. You know, and yeah, this new generation very different from ours. But I think the one very positive thing is that they have a total different mindset when it comes to generating wealth. Because I think they looked at the older generation and like, yo, these people all want to
That's not
work
the
for
way.
someone. Yeah, they want to work for someone. I don't want to work for someone. I want to be the person people work for. You know, and they started so young. There's like 3, 4 young guys. They're like in their early 20s and they have businesses and stuff. One guy started his own barbershop at his house. Other guy he's a carpenter now. He's got his own carpentry business. He has a full-time job, but his own business, he builds like wooden furniture and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, and this is all like through university and stuff. So they also teaching me a lot. I thought, you know, because that's what we do. School, then job, and what? They're like, no, dude, you can do it all.
There's a different way. Yeah.
As much as I can go and tell them, you know, hey, try and lecture them, they can teach me a lot too. You know, you're never too old to learn. And this is the thing. If you're that stubborn person that thinks people that are younger than me can't teach me anything, you are gonna be left in the dust because those people that are coming to take over, they are the future. Right? I'm not old yet, you know, but one day I'm going to be, and it's gonna be them that are taking over. You know, so I need to learn from them, just like how I'm teaching them, because I never knew the impact that I had on them. So apparently I had an impact, you know. I didn't know.
Wow.
It's only now when they get to the older stage, like, no, dude, blah, blah, blah. And I won't go into detail, but you never know. So it's incredible for me. Like these young people, they make me so proud. It gives me hope. Gives me hope in the younger generation. Yeah, some of them are screw ups, but some of them are really they're made differently. They really have their heads done straight.
I think that's powerful, man. Okay, I think I don't even want to get to the next question, dude. Yeah, I'm not even going to ask the next question because I think that's such a great way to end the conversation. And I think it shows, like, I don't know when you've been speaking to these people, but if you've been speaking to them recently, I can say the same thing on my end too. It's like the amount of value that you have added, especially to the work that I'm doing. Like now, I'm excited to tell people, like, hey, dude, yeah, we're doing something together now. It's like this thing, I didn't come up with this by myself. Jordan is involved in it. Yeah, Jordan. So I think, dude, the impact that you are having, right? It's fine if it's just 2 or 3 people. We are all going to be singing about you, bro, in the next 5, in the next 10 years. And so there's these people on my WhatsApp status, and I laugh because I agree with them. They like the status that they put up on a regular basis is you better get to know me now because in a couple of months, in a couple of years, you won't have this access to me. You won't. There will be so many barriers that will be in front. Yeah, you won't get to know me. But I think, dude, I'm happy to know you right now. I'm happy for your journey. I'm so happy for your journey, and I'm proud of you, man. And I think, yeah, bro, we're gonna change the world. I know it. We're going to change the world.
I completely believe that, you know, and it's not even like one step at a time because we've already started taking those steps. It's not something that might happen. It's something that is going to happen. And I think the best part is that we're not doing it alone. It's not like me trying to do this whole thing by myself or you trying to do this whole thing by yourself. We're working together.
Yeah, bro.
And you can do anything when you're working as a team, man. Anything.
Pow. But okay, cool, man. Peace, Mr. Jordan. Peace to
Thanks.
everyone who catches this on the YouTube link. We will see each other the next time.
Okay, man.
Okay,
I'll put the
cool.
link on the real thing.
Put it on, bro. Put it on. You can actually, something that you can do, right? Speaking about tools, you can actually download that YouTube, download the video, and then put it into like your video editing app and cut clips of yourself, man, and
Oh,
post it. Post it.
my phone is crap. Doesn't have a video editing app, but
Download it.
someone
No, you can
one
download the app.
or something like that. So I don't know if that's the same thing, right?
No, I didn't hear what you said there. You kind of broke up, but it's fine. You can download the app. That's the point I'm
Okay,
trying to
yeah,
make.
yeah.
Download
Okay,
an app that allows you to cut videos. That's it.
okay. I'll find one.
There you go. Okay, man. Peace.
Cool. Thank you for the day.
Peace.
Bye.
I need to